the good thing about this is that with most pots that you have, container pots that you have, what happens is that they're plastic and there's no air that gets in around the roots. So the roots tend to wind around the plastic pot, and then the roots aren't very absorbent. But if you were to look at the roots that grow in here, it's like taking one of the trees and the roots should look just like the branches on that tree there. So see the way the branches spread out? Well, that's actually the way the roots should look, and that's the way they turn out with these root bags or geopots.
Where do you get something
Yeah,
like
where do you
this?
get these?
You can get them
I've seen them at the dollar store.
anywhere
Seriously?
online and things, yeah. So
They're probably not
So
this
what's
good quality.
the fabric then?
they're all made out of recycled
Bottles.
drinking bottles, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
So they're pretty healthy. So those are the small ones, those ones you get to plant today. There's a few other ones, there's bigger ones.
wow, look at
can
the
we
size
take this
the
off of
pots.
here then?
Yeah.
Sure. You are now the proud owner of the
Thanks,
geopots.
Bob.
Oh,
You're welcome.
thank
So these are bigger ones, and they get as big as, God, huge things. Those ones are much better quality than these, but
These are like the ones at the dollar store.
yeah.
But you know
But they
what?
still
I've had
work, I
some.
mean.
Yeah, I've had some, and they're a couple years old now, and they still work. They don't
Yeah.
look so shiny, but they still work.
Yeah, so these are great.
So the plant stays in this?
Yep.
You'd have a hard time getting it out.
The other
So
interesting
can you
thing.
plant this in the ground?
No, this would be like container planting, right, Bob?
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
The other thing you can use is
A Walmart bag.
your trusty Walmart bags, because they're made of the same thing. They're a little thinner on the outside, but I've grown 3 stalks of corn in one of these.
Oh wow.
Wow.
You got handles if you want to move it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the containers. And again, there's all kinds of different configurations, square ones, round ones. There's ones that are big, almost garden areas, raised bed garden that you can buy. They're kind of neat. But again, with those, they won't probably last as long, and they'll eventually break down, and then all your seed.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a pain to get them going again. Anyway, so that's those. Yeah. This is the mix that I just got the ready-made mix. There's a way of making this. So this is mostly what this is peat moss. And then the formula that this fellow Larry Hall came up with was 2 parts peat moss to 1 part of compost. So you buy the bags of the cow manure or chicken manure or whatever. And so for 2 portions of the peat moss, you add 1 portion of the compost or cow manure or whatever you're using. And that's the main part of it. And the other thing you add...
So is the white stuff the vermiculite or whatever? Oh, you have some.
This is actually perlite.
Okay.
Now, when I look at this, it's not bad, but I would probably add a bit more in here. This is very absorbent, so it holds the water. So I bought a huge big bag of it, but
It's very cheap.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty inexpensive. Now the other thing that I don't think they put in this one that Larry Hall suggests is just a couple of handfuls, probably in this amount, handfuls of Epsom salts. Now
What do the Epsom salts?
the Epsom salts are actually a magnesium supplement, and the magnesium supplement actually prevents end rot. So what happens with any kind of fruit like a melon or pumpkin or a zucchini or a squash is that when they're growing to a certain length, what happens is if they don't have enough magnesium, right at the end, you see them starting to break down.
I think I
and
got
rot.
that in my zucchini last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a lack of Epsom salts or magnesium. So all you have to do is just sprinkle some Epsom salts
And
in
that's
there.
just the kind you buy from the drugstore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty easy. So that's basically all that is. When we did this with the school kids, they were reluctant to put their hands in it because they thought it was dirty, right? But it isn't good. But it's not like sticking your hands in the soil where your finger get dirty and all that stuff. What does happen though is that when you use this over time, it'll start to shrink down. So you've always got to add more. And the easy way of doing it is just filling up your pot there. So if you want to fill up your pot, if you don't want to get your hands dirty, you can. Sorry, I didn't bring it.
It's okay.
Yeah, I pack it down quite a bit too.
I'm not afraid of getting dirty. I just had gloves.
Oh, handy.
So I thought I'd bring them.
Handy.
Yeah, I usually don't wear them.
Yes, I just pack it right up to the top there.
Well, you can't feel as well when you have the gloves
Yeah,
on.
I agree. I know, and sometimes I'm off.
So it's Pro Mix that you use, not just the fruit mix, or is that?
Yeah, so what you want to use is it has to be a mix, not a soil.
What's the difference?
So make sure it's a mix. Well, a
Does
soil.
it say?
Yeah,
Yeah,
all-purpose
it'll say mix
Okay.
on it.
Okay.
I saw the ad for that and they called it a soil. It's not a soil.
Okay.
A soil is like that big pile of dirt over there.
Okay.
That's soil. This here is soil. That's soil.
So would this be a mix because it has nutrients in it? Or because it has
Thi-
perlite? Or
This is made specifically, well, they suggest it as a fertilizer. It's made specifically for containers. And the reason it's made for containers is it will hold the moisture.
So
When
what
it-
about for starters? If you were going to start some plants, would
You can use this
something?
too.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, so that's basically all it is. And when you plant things, all you do is just poke a hole in there and then put your seed in. What we did with the kids was we got starter plants for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so they actually got to put the plant in, and they walked home with a plant, and
something, yeah.
not a seed. So they didn't have to worry about.
Can I grow these guys in the same container? I don't know about companion planting.
Yeah, you probably
Because
could.
if I put some cucumber and then it can climb up,
Yeah,
and a couple onions on the other side.
yeah, onions are neat.
Oh, then I want to borrow a couple of your onions. I don't know if onions go well with beans, though.
Yeah, I know there's a companion planting thing.
Go get some
Carrots,
water.
love tomatoes is a book. Companion planting.
Yeah.
Well, that's easy.
Done. You're advanced.
Now we
What
could
else do you
just
have then?
Just, well, food-wise, these two, and then I have catnip and cosmos. I think I should just do two.
These are great though. Like this is
So
so,
that's
easy
like
just
8
to.
seeds in one thing. How many did you put
I
in?
put 5
Okay.
just
I
around
put
the
like
outside.
8. I put some in the center. Is that your Epsom salts?
This is
Water.
water. You can help yourself, but these are is this already?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all ready to go. Now
They
we just
actually-
have to wait to eat them.
They actually absorb a lot of water. These.
Ooh, those are small.
Oh, the
Flowers?
onions.
Onions.
Yeah, it absorbs water through here. So this is the other trick for this. You can just sit it in a little dish and just make sure there's always water in that dish. Once the potting mix is soaked, then it'll just absorb what it needs. Yeah, if you feel the difference between that and this.
Oh yeah, that's heavy. That's nothing. Oh. And these are in plastic actually, so that's really handy.
Yeah. Anyway, so if you don't have any if you can't get any of the root bags, here's what you can do. You can take a laundry tub.
Yeah.
And you take the weed blocker material. I used this last year, so it's a little bit. Just line it like this. And then you can plant whatever you want in there.
And if you do strawberries, you can poke holes in the sides.
Yeah. That's kind of the way it goes. And you can use these kinds of containers here. Would do the same thing. And you know, this stuff is pretty inexpensive, right? And these you can just use year after year. So yeah, you could grow onions in a little container like this. You could grow strawberries. You could grow strawberries in this, like you said.
Yeah.
With just poking holes.
Well, you
in
do
the
strawberries
side
on the
there.
side. You do something else on top.
Yeah. So there's all kinds of things you can do that are fairly easy for container gardens.